is the Honorable Jack Guerrero. Jack, welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure for me to be here tonight.
Well, there's so much going on, and every once in a while, something comes up or a story comes out that kind of catches my eye, and I just saw in the California Globe there was an article about how more Hispanics, more than ever before, are voting conservative or becoming conservative, and one of the things that it mentioned that I think is really part of that process is that less than 3% of Hispanics identify themselves as Latinx.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And it's like, Latinx, what is that? And, Jack, your parents are immigrants from Mexico.
That's right.
Bishop, from where?
Guatemala.
From Guatemala. We have different color beans, but, it's Latinx. Is that kind of like you're trying to make Latinos gender neutral? Are trying to make the language gender neutral?
No doubt that's part of the agenda, in the woke environment we operate. But I think there's also a generation of college students that are pushing the envelope, unfortunately, in the wrong direction, and they're trying to really subordinate the linguistic authenticity of the Latino term. For some reason, and I just find it very bizarre. It has picked up very little traction.
Right.
Most people prefer Hispanic or Latino, and certainly the people of my parents' generation have no idea what Latinx even
Right.
means. But it's the most bizarre thing.
Well, it's almost borderline racist.
Yes.
Because the Spanish language, Bishop, it's either masculine or feminine for the most part, and it seems like it's trying to neutralize that. And to do with the Spanish language, which they have done to in so many other areas. So I just caught my eye on this article, and that it's true. It's like in a way I'm glad the left is doing it, because they don't realize that the pushback is severe, and it may seem like something small, but when you're penalized for using the wrong pronoun, or all of the things that are being taught within the schools, that changes on birth certificates where you don't have to decide what your gender is, or you can change your gender or whatever you're feeling today. And so within the Hispanic community, I don't think it's going to resonate very well that you can have a transgender male compete in girls' sports, and with all the advantage of with biology, go ahead and deprive these young ladies of their victories, of their abilities to get scholarships, to have life-changing opportunities, because someone is identifying as a female and they're not.
That's right. If I could just make one point, David, I think this is a small example of a much broader theme of issues in California and throughout the country that are really turning off a lot of traditionally Democratic Hispanic families away from the Democratic Party agenda. And make no mistake about it, the Democratic Party of today is a woke party that is dominated by the left wing. And these kinds of movements about transgender education for kindergartners and changing of pronouns and even beyond that, defunding of first responders and other agenda that are similar in nature, I think are making a lot of Hispanics just a little bit uncomfortable, with this kind of direction. So I'm glad you picked on this theme, because it's an important precursor to what I think we're going to observe later in the year, as more Hispanics start to second guess whether the Democratic Party is really speaking to their values.
Well, and